If we speak about a journey, then if a choir is still in existence, that choral journey does not have a destination.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the collective singers accompanied by the pianist, Mr. Brendan Sawyers.
Collective singers had humble beginnings, I would say, because they didn't have a very large membership. They had a small membership and they practiced at the house of the conductor for quite a while. When I look at Collective's journey, then they had pit stops that I would like to refer to. And I've referred to them, it's things that I saw in the choir. And the first thing is obviously the conductor.
Funny enough, I didn't choose Collective. Collective chose me. Ponti called me, said that I need your bass in my choir. And if a man of such magnitude calls on you, you just have to say yes.
My relationship with the conductor is on a personal level because he's my son-in-law, married to my eldest daughter, and he's the father of my 3 grandchildren, Samira, David and Joshua. But on a choral scene, I met Ponti in 2007 when he became a member of the Maranatha Singers, and he was singing with us for 7 years. Ponti very quickly made his presence known in that choir as a sectional leader for the tenors, as a co-conductor, as an avid singer, and also as a composer of the music that we sang.
My name is Ponti Dikuua. Full name Pontianus, but mostly known as Ponti. I was born in Walfish Bay and I grew up there, and I moved to Windhoek about 17, 18 years ago. And I've been here ever since, and I built myself up in Windhoek as a musician. I always had a passion for choir. Just before my mother-in-law retired from choir, because I met my wife in my mother-in-law's choir. And when my mother-in-law retired, we decided to start Collective Singers. That's 10 years ago, and this year we are turning 10 years.
My name is Neville Gahai Hangero, and I am the Key's brother. Collective is the world to the Key.
My name is Ziki, first alto. I hardly feed off the choir's energy. It's more of me writing the song and hoping that the choir will give the song the energy that the song requires.
It's very important for my choir to have a positive energy when I come in, because they give me strength to continue. They give me strength to continue, and they give me strength to see it through. So if I come to choir and my choir, they look down, they look off, you know, it's quite difficult. Then it means I have to bring a 70% and feed them the rest of the 30%, so that we always have that 50-50. My 50% of energy and their 50% of energy. So it's very important that my choir also have a positive energy. I feed a lot of them. They inspire me, and if they're off and they're down, it also puts me off.
My name is Marit van Wyk. I'm a first soprano, and I've joined Collective in the beginning of 2022.
My name is Franz Kalenga. I'm a second bass chorister for Collective Singers, and I joined Collective Singers unofficially, long time back, but officially it's around 2021, and it's been an amazing journey since.
I'm Alison Ferreira. I joined Collective March of 2024, and I'm a first alto.
My name is Mornay. I am a second alto. I've been part of the Collective Singers since 2014, and I'm also the chairperson of the choir committee.
I'm Robert Skatangolo, and I'm a tenor singer in the Collective Singers. I've joined the choir in November 2021.
I joined the choir over 10 years ago, so I am a founding member. where Ponti contacted me because he was tasked to put a small group together to perform at the then first Hallelujah Namibia, and I'm still here.
My name is Wayne Shisho. The Oshiherero name is Kabeshiwa Mungunda Shisho. Those are my two surnames. And I'm the co-conductor of Collective Singers. Also co-conductor Omuimburithe Wokehi. Kehia Ponti Dikuua.
Right now we have, I think, a few composers and new ones since the new members joined the choir. They are all talented composers, and we work collectively as a group. They would come to me with their new ideas. We would sit in my studio, we would brainstorm together and just tackle every song, every new ideas they have, we'll tackle it together.
It's a big yes, man. Typical example, composer. We would always meet up in studio with the rest of the composers, your Ziki Hangero, Ponti Dikuua, and would meet up in studio and just brainstorm around that song that you have composed. Or so yeah, it's tungurana wako na vision ene kumwiriti ushi tukambrathana na wapo maki.
We have a good teamwork amongst one another, amongst the different composers in the group, and we love singing. We love, if you have seen our concerts, we love singing original collective songs.
How many songs do we write in a year? Quite a lot, but not all of them make it to the choir, but we write quite a lot of songs.
The COVID season was the year when we composed most of our songs. Last year, not so much. This year, a little bit better, but if I must give you a number, it would be 5 to 8 songs a year. 5 to 8 songs a year.
I'm a person that loves to okupuratina kuvakuaranto doneni shimadimbura your joyous celebration, your Soweto Gospel Choir, the spirit of praise. Ogusha mokupuratina shinjajimepuratina now. I love a good sound.
My inspiration literally comes from anything and everything. Hey, it can be from my trials and tribulations to what other people around me are going through, to my Bible study sessions, to something someone said a while back. So literally everything. It all comes down to making sure that what I write is spreading the word of God.
Sometimes it would be watching a movie and a certain scene will just give you a certain feeling. The music in that was set in the scene, you know, the mood that it created while watching the movie. Sometimes it would be listening to a song in a car, and you're inspired by the way the song was created, and it gives you certain ideas.
Hearing a good sound and seeing the choir members of these different groups in Dumbata Munambo having composed songs, it always inspires me.
Out of pain and out of depression, you would need a source of energy, a source of just empowering, and God is our source. God is the one that we always need to push us up. And everyone in that season had this feeling where we all decided we don't want to be let down by circumstances. Whenever I want to write deep songs, I've noticed whenever I did it out of my own strength, I always failed. I would start but never finish, you know. But most of the songs that I would say I've successfully finished was whenever I prayed and asked God to give me a song, I would say, you know, Lord, please give me a song to write to you and to worship you. And then I would sit here and wait, and sometimes it would take half an hour, sometimes an hour, but after that the song will come. And once that song comes, there's a certain strength and certain power and certain energy that also comes with it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes me, but I always have enough strength to finish it and see it through. And most of the time that's where my inspiration comes from. I pray and God gives me the strength to do it.
It's her passion for singing and it's her love for music that it's inevitable for her to be as committed as she is.
Hi, my name is AJ. I'm second bass. I've been in the group for about now 3 years.
I have been part of Collective since the year 2015, so it makes it roughly 9 years.
I joined Collective in the year 2018, so that would make it 6 years. Collective has taught me to be magnanimous. Collective has taught me that you are actually more than just a member. You should be bigger than yourself, and also at the same time, die to yourself. You should understand that you have a mandate to share your talent that was given by God, for God.
My name is Tove Godfrey and I'm a first tenor in Collective Singers. I saw a family. I saw people who loved one another, who share a talent. And for me, that was something I really wanted to join and be a part of.
Hi, my name is Florentia Mojua, a first alto.
Yo, guys, I was really looking for a choir that praises God. And I was begging one of my friends just to get me an audition. And I really wanted to be part of a choir of young people that are so vibrant, that are so deep-rooted in God. So that's one of the reasons why I joined Collective.
Just the welcoming that I got from the group was just so overwhelming. I remember going into our conductor's house. I think I found you guys there. And the smiles on the people and the feeling of home, I could sense it in there. And of course, they were like, oh no, you should come next week and so forth. And I was like, ah. But then the moment I started speaking to you guys, I knew for sure that I'm home.
My name is Letitia Kanyemba and I'm an Alto 1. I joined Collectives on the 3rd of March in 2024. I was looking for a choir that really takes pride in their craft and really understand the joy that their talent brings to people. Looking from the outside in, I also realized that Collective is vibrant, they are young and fresh, creative as well as disciplined.
Basically what has motivated me to stay part of the choir, I think it's just I'm driven by the passion and love for music, and then more importantly sharing that with people who are close to you, such as your friends, to have that commonality, and just because it really brings me joy to be part of the choir. So I can say that's why I've still lasted so long.
Well, my voice definitely became more grounded now, and I've come to understand that creating a beautiful sound is not merely hitting high notes and being overly dramatic or dynamic with your sound, but rather placing your note, how you place your notes, as well as how you shape your mouth. I've also I continuously improve on my conducting skills that I see with Ponti, and he's an artist when it comes to conducting. He really communicates the rhythm, the feel, the emotional expression of that specific piece of music through his body language and hand gestures.
So before I joined Collective, my life basically revolved around work. Day in and day out, I slowly found myself losing my creativity, becoming actually very bored with what I've been doing in life in general. And I was at a friend of mine's mom's memorial service, and I heard collective singing there, and I just knew, it just sparked something in me, and I just knew I want to be in the choir. I joined soon after, and ever since then it has completely changed my life. It has opened up that creative channels, caused a creative spark, not just with singing, but in art and in just, in music, and it has helped me bring my joy back. On top of all of that, it has made me find wonderful friends that have since become family.
I feel the presence of God and an overwhelming joy and unity of purpose as a collective choir to be able to come up with one voice that sounds very, very beautiful. I know I'm not supposed to say this in front of my conductor, but there are times where I zone out and even stop singing because I'm overwhelmed with the emotions, and God really speaks to me. And I only imagine that if I'm feeling like that, and I'm the one singing, what more about the people also that are receiving it. But overall, I really feel that I'm being part of a bigger calling of God to be able to administer His work through our gift of voices.
Right before a performance, Pops always makes us, as the whole group, breathe in and breathe out, and this helps to synchronize us. And it's during this time that there's electricity that passes through us, the choristers, through the audience, and through Pops, and you just know you're going to make something beautiful, and you have this electricity that travels up your spine, and you're just ready to sing beautifully and make beautiful music.
Well, I feel very confident when I perform with this choir. It's the first time that I usually feel so confident in a group because I know that the choir members have my back. And when we're in concert, obviously the nerves come through at the first instance, but once we are through the first part of the first song, all that fades away, and it's just a moment of pure bliss and joy that comes, and a moment that I just get to see God and I in that moment, and a moment of worship and praise.
Once you're in an environment like that, you have no choice but to bloom and to become confident in yourself and your capabilities.
Being part of something, it sort of like fulfilled me in a certain way, and that is one of the most precious things that I always hold about collective. Whenever I think of collective, that is the one thing that comes to mind. So
for me, it's confidence. Standing in front of people is not always easy, but just having backup, that support of a choir of people who love you and support you in your singing or in your talent, it's quite a blessing. And I think commitment is something that collective has shown me and blessed me with.
Family stays together. No matter how much trouble you guys have, you stay at home. You're committed to something, and you guys stay like this. That is the one thing that I've truly learned from collective.
Time management. If you are interested in something, you will make time, and you will be on time for what you prioritize in life.
Those are the things that I enjoy very much, and I appreciate the fact that collective will prepare themselves well. I know as a choir conductor that there are slips in between. As long as you give the audience that appreciation for the fact that they are there to listen to them, that is what the choir should always bear in mind.
Disordered if others are here and others are here and others are here. So
the conductor needs to be passionate but also skillful in what he's doing. And that is what Ponti tried to do all the time. He upskilled himself in various ways, not being a trained conductor per se, but he upskilled himself so that he could give the best to his choir. Other choirs could learn from the fact that collective singers, they took on very difficult songs in different genres and in different musicalities. But they ventured it and they tried it. So we mustn't be scared. Choirs mustn't be scared to do that. They will get there. And they need to also stretch their wings and sing differently and sing other genres. What I also saw with Collective is their collaboration with other choirs. Be it national choirs and even international. I mean, they collaborated with Kokopelli of Canada. So collaboration was one of the things that they did and what other choirs can take from them.
It's not an easy task. When I joined the group, you know, the standard is a little bit high. You cannot just come no kaimburi rori pu wa compose imburi ombowe ya pu mwangu kusha kinga tuimburi nei. We have a good conductor, the founder of Collective. Shiri omundu mashu mufiki omundu wimbura noho omuni noho producer shiri nao moshitosho mufiki okusha upurati na uno kutwi kukuvuba shiri usha shwe yambo yano ona njiri below standard. Bapia amu imbura ruenda muha umbura pari ari part of the repertoire for the group. Okusha it's not an easy task.
It's quite up there. One very important aspect that most people don't know is that if you want to join Collective Singers, you need to be committed, and you need to show commitment. So there's no way you can be part of this family if you're not really committed and passionate about music.
I strongly believe that we are at our best when we work together, when we write songs together, like nothing can stop us. We are unshakable and we produce the best music.
The Collective is blessed to be a blessing. I teach in a marginalized community and was also recipient of Collective's gracious blessings. I believe Collective is bigger than us. It's bigger than its mandate in what we see it now.
I see Collective as a household name in the next 5 years. I see us like that choir that everyone listens to on a normal day.
I have so many wishes for Collective, but to give one that encapsulates everything is for Collective to easily be identified and recognized not only by Namibians, but by the SADC region, Africa, and the world at large.
I see Collective as a household brand on the same level as Joy Celebration, Soweto Gospel.
How Collective has evolved has been astonishing and so gratifying to witness, especially since I am a founding member. Knowing how this choir started, I tell the story a lot, where it was me, Miriam and Ponti. We were sitting on their dining room floor and we were making a list of names and calling people to say, hey, you know what, there's this group that we're starting for this specific performance at the time, none of us knowing that it would evolve into such an amazing achievement for us to be part of the Collective Singers to what we know today. So we have come a long way. We've grown a lot from being very few members to being close to 60 members strong, having traveled across the world, having been part of special moments within the Namibian context as well. So I would say we've really elevated and we've evolved to a great extent.
I foresee the choir being a world-renowned group, invited to global events where we can showcase our talent, and because this choir has the ability to touch and reach a lot of people out there. I also foresee us expanding our digital footprint. By that I mean having our songs on stream media such as Spotify, just to expand our reach beyond our borders.
This is what we want to have for ourselves. We want to own the stages one day. We want to have our own sounds one day, our own lights, and be a big choir on stage and do gospel music, go from town to town, set up your stage and worship.
Part of our vision and what we always what we firmly believe in is to assist our communities as best we can. Even through our charitable drives that we do, or all of that. Over this 10 years, we've done a lot in assisting vulnerable communities. What collective means to me on a personal level is it's deeply rooted in the sense of having purpose, being together in a group and working towards a purpose of really hoping to achieve what we want as a choir, and then really spreading the gospel through the mode of song. So that's something that's really close to my heart. It's a mission that I identify with on a very strong level. So I would say the choir, it means a lot to me on a personal level because of it gives me such a great sense of gratification. The challenges the choir has faced, it's been quite a few over the 10-year run that we have been in existence. We've had some issues with members coming and going, where the commitment level of members sometimes is not always that, it's not at a level that we would have hoped it to be. But we always just manage to get through that by really strengthening the foundation that we have at that current moment in time. Collective singers have been 10 singers at one stage, and then where we are close to 60 people. So we try to just make the best of that current situation in regards to member commitment and just make the best of the situation. Some other challenges, and it's very much related to what we've always wanted to achieve, the plans that we had, if it's in regards to when we traveled overseas to Europe. So, there were some financial challenges in that, but through prayer and through steadfast commitment, we always managed to make it out on the other end.
Please don't wave that hand.
Get your wave, okay?
I think the whole repertoire that we have in Collective is amazing, but I would have to say the song that really stood out for me from the beginning is Psalm 23 that we do in Silozi. So I actually don't understand the language, but the first time I heard the music and the composition, it really transported me to the green pastures that we all know that they're referring to in Psalm 23. We went to Portugal in 2022, and I had the opportunity to sing a solo in Kwe Kwe Kwebab. And so my proudest moment was I didn't have a voice. I was sick on the tour, and we were entering this big hall. It was just myself and our conductor Ponti, and I had to start with a solo to bring the choir in. And the video is still on YouTube, and I'm just amazed to hear that I had a voice. So that was for me my proudest moment.
Amen.
in choirs for around about 6 years before joining Collective. I've never experienced collectives or an audience as amazing as Collectives. So when we went to Inner City for the first time, performing there as a choir, and we were welcomed with, just by mentioning Collective, the audience went wild, clapping hands, cheering. That was something that I'll never forget. And it was actually overwhelming, bringing tears, and I just didn't have words.
Amongst many, the first one would be the time we went to Portugal to go visit. I had to go represent, not only Namibia but Africa at the World Choral Expo. It gave us the opportunity to showcase our talent as well as showcase our culture. The groups there were diverse, so we've learned a whole lot of valuable lessons at performing at such a diverse audience.
What my proudest moment was when I was standing up on stage at the 10-year anniversary concert, and the crowd it had all my family members sitting there watching me perform. That's what I want to say. But my actual proudest moment happened last week when Pops called out my name and said, I have a very beautiful operatic voice. And so that's actually my proudest moment.
Typical thing to compare yourself to others. Don't.
That's the first thing.
Don't compare yourself to any other conductor or to any other choir, because everyone is unique in their own way.
Yes.
No choir is better than the other one. No conductor conducts better than the other one. We have different styles, that's all. We're just different people doing different things. Find your genre, find your style, find out who you are as a person and what you want to do with your choir, where your choir how you want your choir to sound, and form that sound. And don't listen to any other voices and noises that going on around you. Just focus on your goal and do it, and trust that what you have brought to the table and who you are as a person is enough.
Yes.
In this, you must be selfless.
My name is Leilani. I am the sister of Nadine, one of the choir members. We've grown so much closer with the different events that they had, because we are a very close-knit family. And for us, it's an honor and a privilege to support them. I mean, where they go, we go. If they have events, we would like to be there to show her support and to show her, by relation, everyone in Collective is part of our family. But she's definitely committed, and she just shows us with her consistency, her continuous support of what Collective does, how it is to put your heart and soul into something that you really love. So I would say she's all in, 100%. She honors what they do, what they stand for, and by relation, we support her and we encourage her, and we are groupies.
I've sacrificed mostly my time to be with or be witnessing the shows of the collective. At times also donate some coins here and there. One significant event I remember is when my mother had given a surprise a gift to the choir, which was a guitar.
Oh, it's an honor to assist with the events. I've been situated at the door, at the kiosk, sometimes encouragement, but it's always been an honor and a privilege to walk this journey.
I assisted collective singers in the way that I could look after the kids when they were traveling, nationally and internationally. But it was a pleasure and a privilege for me, because it also made a strong bond between us and the children. That is the only way in which we actually could assist the choir. And then I saw them growing immensely. Now there are already over 70 members, but the journey was tough sometimes. What I noticed was that they weren't scared to get involved in community work. They worked with the community, they were prepared to give, and not only to receive. And they also grew in their repertoire. They started with singing traditional songs, which is obviously what we sing most of the time because we want to promote our Namibian music. But then they ventured into quite different types of music, different genres, sometimes very difficult. They worked through it and they went through it and they grew. Most importantly for me is that they actually grew their audience by doing various things, by involving their audience, by giving back to the community, by respecting their audience with their professional behavior on stage and off stage, and by always giving their best. That is how I saw them grow to a choir that eventually ventured onto the international stages.
The year we went to the State House to meet our late president, Dr. Hage Gengop, we had to do an audition where he was like, we are his choir if we can sing, and change the name from Collective Singers to the Hage Gengop Choir. But if we cannot sing, then we just go about our business. But we impressed on him so much that he loved our choir. So I think meeting him, singing for him, and being loved by him, that is my greatest memory in Collective Singers.
A few years back, we had a concert in Walvis Bay, and it was just an outreach, and we were called into one of the homes. Such a spontaneous thing that happened. One of the people were in distress. We walked in there and we prayed. It was a lady that was battling with alcoholism. That was so profound. We went into that house and we prayed, and that was such a precious moment.
I really love to travel. Traveling for me is great because you get to see and experience different backgrounds and get to meet new people. And the fact that I got to experience Portugal with my family, Collective Singers, that was a blessing. So that's a huge, very big memory of mine.
If I can describe the choir in 3 words, it would be home, family, and love.
Creativity, diverse and uplifting.
Soulful, dramatic, and family.
So what I mean with that is I think the choir is very creative in the sense that we have such talented composers, and also our choreographer, she's very, very talented. So the creativeness comes out there. And in the diversity, I think it's amazing to work with such a diverse group of people coming from different backgrounds and cultures and getting to experience all walks of life and how the choir and music impacts everyone. And then uplifting, definitely for me, is the spiritual sense that Collective has instilled in my life, and I've also seen the effect that it has on our audience.
Wow, 3 words, too short, but Number one, I would say it's a blessing. Number two, I would say is restoration. And number three, I would say it's my sanctuary place. And this really to say is because of the leadership. They are God anointed. They are God's people. For you to be able to carry a choir of 70 people plus, you need to have the skills of God fearing. That's why we really feel, and we always have a slogan that we are blessed to be a blessing.
Empowering, inspiring, and unity.
Ik eindelijk deur Ponti van Ponti weer met relatives is meer ouder neef. Hij het me eindelijk hij is iemand wat me bij geïnspireerd het van jong tijd af. En ik kon dan nog tijd was op in mijn eerste kerk was. Het is zo zeker een groep gehad en hij heeft altijd en ik wil altijd met hem samen gewerkt, maar nooit die geliefde gekregen. Vandaag op weer 24 augustus om met Ponti een stage om te delen en collectors ook. It's like a dream come true. Like as Collectors is een van de grootste koren nou in Namibië. En het is een groot eer om die platform te delen met die jonge kinderen wat die zo is. Even als het morgen is weer, ik zal het weer wel doen. En altijd nog van is een eer om met Collectors te doen, ons kan altijd nog leren van. Because ik voel persoonlijk, I feel personally like Collectors is like a big singing family, so we can also feed from them. En laat ons ook van collega's altijd vanaf leren. Morgen, als ik gezegd word, lucky, ons plan weer. Ik zal me goed pakken, want ze maken jullie ons handbandoek toe. Zo, ik zal het niet afkeren nog nooit.
I had the best of times, or both of both worlds, with collective singers. When then we gave him the lyrics and he guided us to say he needs to bring in more people, I was confident in his guidance. So the number of people that he brought in, vocalists for the song, I couldn't ask for more. And then you see now for the music video shooting, the whole choral group is enthusiastic, is very engaging. There's nothing much more I can ask from collective singers than what I have today.
So today we are here at Avis. This is the DBN song.
Yes.
That's the new company song that I produced for them. So they actually wanted to feature the choir just in their music video.
Yeah.
No, I was smitten. I mean, the way these guys sing, always smitten, always blown out by the way they sang. And music is food. Choral music is food for my soul. It's everything you could ask for. Working with collective singers. I mean, when I got onto this project and called in Ponti, of course, there were fun moments, there were serious moments. This was just the beginning. The way into which we're marketing corporate now, it's different from the traditional way that it has been. So bringing the choral, bringing music out of what we do and telling a story through music, definitely, if there is anything else that we need to do, and we need to bring in collective singers to many more projects, collective singers.
I like the professional behavior, the way their stage appearance, because if you are professional on stage, you catch the respect and the appreciation of your audience. And that is what they try all the time, all the concerts that I attended.
When people think of the choir, and I think most of the members feel that way, it's fun. It's a safe space.
Yes.
It's laughing, it's coming together, missing each other. It's not just, it really is a family. And you can look at you can speak to any member today. They would say they can't wait to come to rehearsal, because then it's just also to forget about the week. So that is what this choir also brings. It's a safe space for a lot of people. And that is why we will always, I think the Lord sees our hearts. He knows why we are doing what we're doing. And it's not just about we want to be seen out there. It's about creating that safe space.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the collective singers accompanied by the pianist, Mr. Bernard Sawyers.
we agree that we are singing till we are old and grey.
Yes.
Yes.
Us we old and grey.
Yeah.